Hi guys, it's me again, Charles Norman from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS, and it is a software technology that allows you, based on your academic information, your athletic ability, the level you can play, and the sports you play, we can show you all of the schools you qualify to attend that have your sport at the level you can participate in college. So, in this one, we want to talk about your summer, right? So it's June, it's mid-June, late June at this point. And so everyone's gone out for the summer and they want to come back when they come to play in the fall. They want to come back improved. And you're no different than anyone else out there. And so there's levels to improve. Let's say you were a frosh soph or a JV player and you're trying to make varsity. There's some things you can do to get there. And we talk about that a little bit inside of AthleticSOS. But I want to talk today about the kid that's trying to get that athletic scholarship, that you're already on varsity, you probably got some playing time the previous year, and you want to put yourself in position now to get that athletic scholarship. What can you do to improve that's different than what everyone else is going to do, right? Everybody's going to get stronger. Everybody's going to work on their skill set, all right? People are going to go to camps. People are going to get private trainers. They're going to do all of that stuff, and you're going to do it too because you want to get better. But what makes you better that no one else is going to think about? And that's what we want to do today. That's what we do in AthleticSOS. We want to position ourselves to get one of the few, and I know everyone thinks there's just tons and tons of athletic scholarships, but we want to position ourselves to have the best chance to get one. So one of the things that no one thinks about, that I think is something you guys are overlooking, is you want to go and look at history and find out people that play exactly like you that made it to the highest level. And I'm thinking professional. And so how do you do that? Well, you guys could go just Google the all-star games for your sport. And if it's not an all-star game, a championship game. If it's not a championship game, the best players. Go look at the all-time best list for players and then go look up how they play. I'm going to tell you something. Every single athlete out there, there is someone who made the highest level, and I'm thinking professional again, that made the highest level that plays exactly like you. Exactly like, they move like you, they think like you, they're everything about them, their body type, the way they present to game, the way they come at the game. It's something that is exactly like you, and it's going to kind of throw you off. It's going to be a little bit weird to watch it, but I promise you that that is there. You just have to find them. You have to go years and years and years to find them, but just watch the games. And then what you want to do is you want to watch what they did. Now, maybe it's 20, 30 years ago and you're saying, oh, these guys or these girls, these ladies, they don't play the way I play. You know, we're more modern, we're more athletic, we're more this, we're more that. I get it. But what you want to do is you want to take what they've done and you want to put your twist on it. So, and you guys, I know right now you think I'm kind of out there, but I promise you there's somebody that played exactly like you that made it to the highest levels. One of the things I always talk about is that one of the reasons somebody might get an athletic scholarship and someone doesn't is because the sport they play in, the position that they're good at, they don't have the size, the strength, or the speed or athleticism to play that at the collegiate level. They can do it at high school because they've been doing it for years and years and years. Sometimes you can't convey that over. So here's the second thing I want you guys to think about. I want you to think about taking on another position, the position you would play in college, not the position you play at high school, and start learning that in the back of your head and get a trainer to help you with that. And so this is just anticipation and thinking about the future. So go get a trainer instead of, let's say you're a linebacker in high school, but you may play cornerback at the collegiate level. You need to go start learning that skill set, or maybe you play safety or something like that. Go look at that skill set so it gives you something else to bring to the table as you keep moving through the layers. You're still a great player. You're still going to play linebacker. You still need to work on the skill set, but go get a secondary skill set. Okay, so that's two things you guys can do. Okay, here's the third one. Become an AA player. I call this angles and anticipation. You got to be a student of your game, whatever it is. You got to learn this thing inside and out. You got to know every little thing about your game. And I don't just mean technique, which I think is super important. A lot of people overlook, but I'm talking about you should already know what angle you need to take to get that running back to the outside. Let's say you're an offensive lineman. How do I get that guy if he's going to jump out versus coming in? The coaches set plays up for you all the time. And you want to know what does it take for me to get where I need this other player that I'm trying to defend or I'm trying to defeat? How do I get them in the position I want them in so that we can be successful on our side? And these are little things. And what we're trying to do now is we're trying to do things that make the coach see something that you're doing differently than everyone else. Even though everybody's trying to do the same thing, you're doing it differently because you understand angles. And then the other one, the big one for me, is anticipation. That you already know what the next play is going to be. You already know what that person is going to do. And some of this is behavioral science. We have tendencies to things we do just as human beings. We want to make life a little bit easier for ourselves at all time. We want to not make mistakes, right? And so like the best athletes, the best players, no matter what, aren't afraid to make mistakes. They believe in themselves so much. They're not afraid to make mistakes. And sometimes they're so good and so talented, they can make the mistake and not get pulled or not get in trouble for it. And so they have no fear. And so that's something else you can think about. And then probably the last one I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do more of these, is if you get, and there's players like this all the time, you practice, you do everything right in practice, you play all the time, and then you get on the court or you get on the field or you get in the competition and something happens. You're too cautious or you're too you make mistakes and you go and you beat yourself up over it, but you can't stop it. It's all in your head for the most part. So sometimes if you can give yourself an alter ego, and so basically when you walk on there, you're not Charles, you are whoever it is you need to be, so that when you walk out there, you're that person for the next hour or however long the game is, you're that person. So it's not you, so you don't have to worry about it. You create this person who's going to go out there and do things the right way. And then I'm going to throw one little bonus one in, because this is something I used to do when I was younger. Now, I wasn't a great athlete or anything like that, but I just loved the game. And so when I ever was nervous that we had a game the next day, I would run the game over in my head, and I was successful in my head for that dream. I'd go to bed at night, and I would start off when I laid my head down. I would start off, and we're going to play this game, and I'm going to be perfect in this game. I'm going to do everything right in this game. I've already got that. I anticipate everything. I've got every angle. I'm doing things in a way that no one else is doing it. And so, and it would actually transfer into the next day because I've already played the game. I already knew who our opponent was. I always was a student of the game. I would watch film. Nobody else would be watching film. And this is a long time ago, so it wasn't that easy to watch film. But I would watch film. Our coaches always had film of the other team. And you could go in there and you could watch them and you can watch how they played and everything that they did. I knew all of their plays. I knew what they were going to do because I wasn't as good as some of the other people out there. And so those of you that are as good as everyone else, this just gives you that extra step, that extra thing that you can take on your own and you can work with. So these are some of the ways, and I'm going to do more of these, some of the ways that you can put your position so when you go back in the fall, your coaches see something. They don't know what it is, but they see something in you that was not there previously, on top of physically you're stronger, right? You got in that weight room, you're stronger. Oh, one more, I'm going to throw this one in. Make sure you find, you play against players that are better than you or at least equal to you. And then if you can, well, I'm going to throw a bunch of these out here. See if you can find somebody that's not as good as you and help them improve, because that helps you think about the game differently. What if somebody was trying to make varsity next year and they came out and you say, hey, you guys, you want to work out with me? Because they can help you work out, but you're going to show them some of the things that you know to help them improve. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make, and this is in life in general, is they don't want to help somebody else that's in the same exact line that they're in. I saw this at work a lot of times. Well, why would I help them out? They might jump over me. Well, it's going to make you sharper because you're going to have to get better. And if you can teach someone how to do something you do well, then you're at another level. I'm telling you, you're going to be so much better yourself because you're going to understand what they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it. You're going to understand the game better. You're going to understand your position better, and you're just going to be all around better. And you're a good person, right? Just throw that on there. And it always comes across also. Okay, guys? So let's do the things that everyone else is going to do, but let's also do things that are going to improve us that they're not going to do because they're not going to think about it. They're not part of AthleticSOS, and so they didn't even hear this, right? Okay, so remember this. Go down below. There's going to be a code, and there are going to be instructions on how to use the code, and you can use AthleticSOS at no cost. You're trying to get an athletic scholarship. You need to know all of your options and opportunities to get that scholarship, especially at the level you can participate and the school that you want to go to. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put you in a place that you want to be, where you're going to be happy for the next 4 or 5 years, and you're going to get an opportunity to play. And you're going to find that in our software. So as always, you guys, best of luck to you. Let's go for your dream. If you want to continue playing, we're here to help you do that. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.